So, journalist, digital producer, podcaster, 2 degrees. Those are all like big things that people literally can stand on individually. And you got all 4 of those juggling comfortably, right? Like, help us understand the person that even made any of this happen.
Whew. Okay, so the person behind the mic, it took a lot of work for me to get here. A lot of self-reflecting and a lot of speaking with others who saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself. It took a lot of me speaking to and actually trusting and leaning on God a lot. I've always grown up in a household where, we'll say the Lord's Prayer, or, we had the 10 Commandments hanging up and things like that. But I wasn't, and I went to Catholic school for 8 years. So it was like I always knew who God was, always knew that God is a man who does not lie, who cannot lie. He definitely answers your prayers. But it wasn't until I got older and well into my 20s where my connection with him started to grow and started to run deep. So because of my connection with God, my relationship with God, I definitely am a changed person from who I used to be. The person I used to be before, I was a hothead, very arrogant. There are times where I can still be. There are times where that person I suppress tries to, come up and show face, but I give everything to God first before I react on things. I like to be sometimes in a place of solitude where I'm in my word, or I'm just watching TV, or I'm reading a book, like things that I used to do before, like before I learned what the party scene was like. I'm very creative. I love writing. I love to sleep.
Yeah.
I love to sleep. I don't know if it's maybe
A
an
lost
issue.
art.
Yeah, but that's who I am. I am a changed person who has definitely grown a lot. Still growing, still trying to figure out what it is that I need to do. Still figuring out, still navigating life, because life throws you curveballs every day. But as I'm navigating life now, I'm navigating it with God in front, and I'm just following.
I receive everything that you just said. How it could be perceived is as if you didn't achieve any of the things that you have done, right? So essentially you changed while also building, right? So what would you say to a person that is trying to, or is going through like a similar process where it's like, maybe, and I'm paraphrasing, but maybe, my Brooklyn persona a little too strong for the folks, outside my borough, right? But I'm also well educated, knowledgeable about tons of subjects, interested and have hobbies and things, and, and I'm outspoken, right? What do you say to that person, who is now, potentially in that area where you were previously?
I would say, one, you have to understand, like, and this is what I had to understand. Like, there were a lot of things that I've done in the past, and I'm just like, what's happening? You have to understand, God already knew who you was before you was even in your mom's womb. You understand? So whoever you are right now, God already knew. We already are made in his image. However, we know that we will never be perfect. And that's fine. There's only could be one person that is perfect, which is God. But what I will say is that once you start to identify the person that you was, and you want to change the person that you was to become the person that you are now, you can't go backwards. Like, do not look backwards, don't go backwards. It's like a snake shedding its skin, its old skin for new one. Like, he want to come out shiny and new. But once that snake sheds that skin, they don't go back to pick it up and bring it with them. So I just say, keep talking to God. Like, it doesn't have to be your conversations with God, does not have to be, you know, written in King James version. It can definitely just be a regular conversation as if you are having with a friend. There are times
Mm-hmm.
where I'm like, hey God, what's going on? Cause like I thought we, like talking as if he's my friend, because he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are times where when I'm praying, of course I'm saying scriptures and things like that. But it's just whatever your connection and whatever you build with him, just stand on it and trust him and know that it will definitely come to pass. Um, my pastor always says that once you start to get that connection with God, you're going to start to look different. Your posture is going to be different. And then people are still are only going to try to remember you for the person that you was and not the person that you are. And then that's when you can leave them, because they're not willing to accept the new you. They're willing to
Mm-hmm.
accept the old you or keep you going. And I used to get this all the time. Like, when I started going to church, I was also still in the party world. So
Mm-hmm.
I have my church members on my Instagram, but every other week or every other day, given the fact that at the same time I started working in media. So I'm at these
Mm-hmm.
different parties. So I'm over here posting drinks and shots and this, that, and the third. And it got to a point, like, well, even my family, like when they would come from out of town, but oh, where's the party at? Because you be partying. And I'm like, no, that's the old me. Now the new me's
Yeah.
in the house. I'm in a place where I pay rent. Going outside is
Mm-hmm.
expensive. Breathing outside is expensive. So I'm in the house, and I like to stay there. Like, I'm not that person anymore. So I need you to change that perception of me, or you can just go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to just
Mm-hmm.
stay grounded in your connection with God, because if nobody else sees the real you, he does. And he'll put
Mm-hmm.
you in positions and put you in places where people can accept